Ireland is going to play a central role in early medieval art, and really many authors out there, including Thomas Cahill, will talk about the British Isles as a refuge, specifically Ireland, because while Great Britain gets, or the island of Britain gets conquered on a fairly regular basis by, for example, the Romans and then the Anglo-Saxons, or the Angles and the Jutes and many other groups, Ireland is generally left alone. And it is seen as a place where Christianity is really saved, as a place where it is preserved. And some argue that if it weren't for Ireland, for the Irish monks, we might not even have the Bible in its current form today. Ireland is going to be famously Christianized by St. Patrick in 432, but Irish liturgical practices varied massively from Roman practices. We have female abbots in monasteries. We have monasteries that are co-ed. We have female priests. We have marriage ceremonies that you wouldn't recognize today. Very, very different tradition, again, due to isolation more than anything else. And the Irish monks are known as anchorites. In other words, they live in isolation. They live in these monastic cells, one monk per cell, and they would sit there and copy books, and that's what they would do on their own day after day. It's almost like if you're trying to hide away from your responsibilities to the larger world that you, or galaxy, you hide out in Ireland. It's a story that we've heard before. So in 563, St. Columba establishes the monastery at Douro. So this is the Ionian island, or the island of Iona. They're doing this to further isolate themselves, to try and stay away from society. In 635, monks from Iona will establish the monastery at Lindisfarne, very, very famous monastery. Later, by the time we get to the 7th century, so for a couple hundred years, Christianity is really existing in a literary sense in Ireland. Eventually, we see Roman liturgical practices being adopted in Ireland after, in the early 7th century, Irish missionaries go to Europe to try and spread their message. They go to Rome. The Roman Church suddenly discovers what Ireland is doing, is very cross about it, and seeks to reform it. In the meantime, also taking back those books that have been preserved in Ireland, such as the Bible. So the importance of Ireland and the Bible is going to be incredibly important when it comes to the history of Christianity. It is really a place where it's preserved, where it stays away from the wars and the barbarism that we see rampant across Western Europe.